Live.
We are live. This is the best experience. Nick Best is now home. Thank you guys, everybody, for your positive thoughts and prayers. We appreciate it. And before
22
we get
pounds lighter.
20, I was just going to say, you look a little thinner in the face there.
Yeah, 22 pounds lighter. So I'm
That's
276.
There we go.
But that's okay. That'll come back. That'll come back.
Yeah, you'll get it back quick. You know what I'm saying? And with the best experience, this is a Patreon. And for those who are listening, our Patreon members, we're going to try something a little bit new today. But Nick's going to read our members that have joined our tiers.
Okay. John Skelton, welcome aboard. Okay. Thank you very much. Cal Len, thank you very much. And that's the paid members.
Oh, yeah, and we have a free membership tier. You know what I'm saying? It gives you access to the podcast once it comes out.
Thank you guys.
So this is not the live stream, but everyone gets access to all the material. And we have Angel, Eddie 318, Riley, Ian Pedrick, Jimmy Kennedy, Christopher Morgan, Keith Montre. This one is an email beginning, so it is KJGC9YCMWN. And then we have Fake and Shy. Thank you guys for joining our free membership program.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys ever want the ability to upgrade to a tiered member, you guys can, and then have access to the live stream to ask questions and also get into our group chat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then also part of being a member, like I said, you guys ask some questions, we answer some questions.
Yes.
And here's a couple of questions that came in. Nick, I'll read it for you.
I can read it.
Oh, all right.
Has going through this surgery changed your perspective on training longevity and how younger athletes should approach recovery and joint health? No. I am probably the only person that has squatted 800 pounds for 28 years. Well, actually 30 if you count the one I did right before the surgery. I extended my career so far beyond what is normal. So, I mean, if you have somebody with normal kids training, normal stuff like that, and then, pushing the envelope as far as I've pushed it, no, I mean, if they do for half the time that I did, they'll be totally fine. So joint health is important. I always did take care of my joints. Always did. That's why I lasted so long. I did all the things that you could do with, between all the different things you can take and ice baths and stuff like that to preserve my joints as much as I can and get the inflammation out. So no, I don't think I would change a thing or change a thing for people the youth coming up, because I don't think they're going to take it to the extreme that I have. So it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't change anything for the world. It's been, a little rough, but I know this from, 2 months from now, just 2 months from now, I'll be a completely different person. I'll be walking normal. I'll be able to start like slowly lifting weights again. And I preach slow, methodical recovery all the time. And I preach the same thing with growth, slow, methodical growth. And I've done that with this so far. The rehab facility was absolutely stunned on how fast I was able to walk and start doing some of the things. So, because one hip at a time. I do recommend, though, if you're going to do it, don't do two at once. Even though I get it out of the way, and my recovery time will be a much shorter length of time than doing one and going through the recovery and getting back to strength, and then doing the other one and getting recovery and getting back to strength. It's much faster, but it's a lot easier to do one at a time. So I would definitely recommend, if you got to do this, do one at a time. But yeah, I still wouldn't change a thing or the way I trained or anything. It's the reasons why I lasted so long. I mean, I don't think anybody's even at 20 years with that. Maybe Brad Gillingham at deadlifting 800 pounds, but that's about it. So, so that's my 2 cents on that one. What's been the toughest part of the recovery so far? The pain, the patience, or temporarily losing your independence? Um, Temporarily losing my independence has definitely been a challenge, but that's starting to come back already. I'm home, so I walked around this house without the walker probably more than I did the whole entire time I was at rehab. Tonight, after this, I'm going to go out with my mom, who's staying here with me for a week. Um, we're going to go out and take a walk, and I'll use the walker and then go out and walk, try to walk about half a mile or a quarter mile or so to get more exercise in and stuff like that with this, but just taking it easy. But definitely working on walking without the walker in the house has definitely been challenging. Getting out of bed um, is rough, but I'm doing it. I figured out how to get out by myself, so I did that. Just like sitting down on the toilet is not an easy task anymore, but I figured out how to do that as well. So finding a place to sit in the house, my Ewin chair. So thank you so much for that, guys, everybody at Ewin. I set that up at the highest setting. I set the hands up at the highest setting, and I back it up against the wall, and then I make sure it doesn't rock backwards, and I can sit with that against the wall very comfortably. So it's awesome. And then when I need to get up, the arms are built for heavy people. That chair is built to handle people that are 500 pounds, so I can essentially do a dip and get my feet underneath me to get out of the chair. So there's a way around everything. So the pain was probably definitely the most I've experienced in my entire life. Um, like hands down, the bone pain was incredible. Um, even on the painkillers that were in the hospital, it was still pretty rough. It keeps you from being able to focus on things and stuff like that, but it's okay. It's temporary. It's not going to last, and it's eventually to be gone. And the bone pain now is probably an eighth of what it was right after the surgery. And I mean, you can feel that all the way down your thighs because they drill in there and they bang that thing all the way down, and they cut the head of the femur off. And then my left hip, I guess, went pretty flawlessly because it wasn't as bad as the right hip. The right hip, I was in surgery 2 hours longer than what they expected because there was so much bone growth on it. Trying to protect that joint that it took him 2 hours to chisel the bone spurs uh, off the bones of my hips, which means my bone density is like off the charts. The doc's like looking at me going,
yeah.
the doc's like looking at me and goes, when you heal from this, you're you're not going to have any problems. I will be able to go back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. I'll be able to go back to what I was doing. I just have to take my time and get back to it. So,
Yep.
very happy about that. So, about the time where I turn about 58 is about the time where I'll should be getting pretty close being back to full strength. So, then I can start like seriously training from that point on to do things. So, that's the
Exactly.
plan. The plan
That is
is,
the
is
plan.
that is the plan. So the goal for me is to squat and deadlift 800 again in the following year. So in
That's
2027,
it.
that's my goal.
Well, another official strongman's masters championship.
Yeah, that too. Got to go for that as well. So, but that's coming up down the road. I have
Yep.
to take my time. I have to do this right, which I will. The patience is also rough, but having gone through injury, having gone through all this before, I know if I follow the things I've done before,
Yep.
I will get there. I will be there
Exactly.
and everything will be fine. So
Yep.
that's exactly what I'm doing. Matter of
Exactly.
fact, tonight I'm going in the garage, and now that I'm home, I'm turning on the cold plunge so I can go get in the cold plunge to help
That's it.
with
Get
everything
that
else as well.
inflammation
So
down.
yeah,
That's it. And even with you being in recovery, you got a special guest to come visit you.
yeah. Ed Coan came to visit me. He was in town for
enhanced
enhanced
games.
games, which we were supposed to go to that.
We were supposed to be there, but
Didn't
sometimes
work out.
these things, yeah, exactly. Which
Yeah.
hey, thank you guys for sending us the invite. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
we weren't
very
able
much
to
so.
make it.
If you do it again next year, we
Exactly.
want to go.
Yes, we. Oh, yes, we a
Which
little bit more prepared.
I think those things show. I think the enhanced game shows one of two things.
Yeah.
One, one's going to be, well, those things didn't help them very much.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say no. The
Yeah.
second thing is the drug testing in the IOC is not what they think it is. It's not as good
Yeah.
as they think it is.
Yeah.
It's just like when they went back and during Bigger, Stronger, and Faster, and the guy
Yeah.
retested the race that Carl Lewis had supposedly lost to Ben Johnson and turned
Yeah.
out and wins the gold at the end of it because of
Yeah.
the disqualification.
Yep.
Turns out he was on things too. There was only
Yeah.
like, I think, 2 guys in that whole race that were clean with the today's
Exactly.
drug testing standards.
Exactly.
But nobody talks about that.
Yeah, nobody talks about that.
So I think what they did, getting this and them writing everything down and stuff like that, I think it's good for science.
Yes.
I also think
it's good for health.
Yeah, it's good for like all kinds of things. But I think it just goes to show the IOC's, the people trying to do these things and make this money and stay ahead of everything, because the money's not in winning the gold medal. The money's in the endorsements after the gold medal.
Exactly, because you don't make money off the gold medal.
I think it's 30 grand. It's not very much.
Yeah, exactly.
But the endorsements after the gold medal is massive, and it's lifelong. Yeah. So I think whatever's out there right now that the IOC is going after, they're not finding.
Yeah.
It's just the guy. There's always the curve, and they're always behind it. So
yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And then even speaking on the enhanced games, unfortunately, Mitchell and Hawthorne did not break the record.
But I mean, Thor looked like
platform.
The platform was nice. The whole thing was the way they had the weights changes, the weight setups, the platform, everything was absolutely amazing. I think Thor, looking at it several times now, I think when Thor grabbed the bar with his left hand, it was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And when he went to pull it off the floor, it kind of turned him a little bit.
And he shifted his feet.
And he didn't shift his feet. He can't move his feet, but it moved his hips.
Yeah.
And when that changed the angle of his hips and it kind of rotated to the left a little bit, when that happened, that was the end of it. He managed to get it to his knees, but being crooked like that, it wasn't going to happen. Not with that kind of, not with, if you're up, no matter who you are, if you're up near your max and you turn like that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but do I think Thor will pull 515 someday? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I'd like to talk about is that kid that pulled 520 sumo style with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
That bar is a joke.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this now. I'm sick of deadlift bars. I think they should be banned all the way across the board. They're useless. The bar should not be giving 4 and 5 inches before the bar comes off the ground.
Exactly.
It also creates a whip when it comes off the ground. So if you know how to pull through that and you practice it, it's going to make things a lot easier. They've also moved the collars out further and made the bar thinner.
Yep.
So that's easy to double thumb lock, which I think they should also get rid of the double thumb lock. It's no different other than you can take the pain on your thumbs. As long as you're willing to take the pain on your thumbs, you're locked in. You will not let go unless you let your hands go.
Exactly.
So it's I want to see legitimate. I want to see him pull that with an Alico bar.
Yeah.
And here's something else I want to see, because speaking about the guy that came to visit me, here's something else I want to see. All these people that want to break all these records and think they're the GOAT.
Yeah.
I want to see people walk back their squats, because that's what he did. I want to see people have a 2-hour weigh-in.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did.
Yep.
I want to see people squat, bench, and deadlift on the same bar, because that's what he did. If you want to break his goddamn records, then you break them the way he did them. If you can't break them the way he did them, you can't break his records. So if you want to beat the GOAT, then beat the GOAT the way the GOAT did it, not this modern age. Hey, look, I get new records because I pull on a super soft deadlift bar.
Yep.
Because I mean, how much Eddie Hall, in my opinion, is the best deadlifter of all time. Because at the 2017 World's Strongest Man that he won, the next to last event was the deadlift. And he did 1,041 on an axle. The bar
No
did
give.
not give. That's straight 1,041 off the floor. Is there anybody out there that can beat what Eddie did? I don't think so. I don't think anybody's even close. The only person I think that's close that could probably do it right now is Thor, because he was the one that was right on his ass. Brian had pulled the last one before that too, but Brian had torn his hamstring.
Yeah.
So without Brian tearing his hamstring, could he have pulled the 1,041? Maybe. But Thor didn't get it.
Yep.
So I think Thor is capable of doing that now. But still, in my opinion, the greatest ever deadlift ever done was that one at the World's Strongest Man Finals. And yeah, they can wear suit, they can wear a suit, and they can wear figure eights if they want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do it with a bar that doesn't bend at all. That same axle that Eddie did with it.
Yep.
Try that. Try that.
Exactly.
You know, I think
100%.
Colton's an amazing athlete. I think he's super freaking strong. I really do. But I think if he wants to get to that level where Ed's at, then he needs to do it the way he did it. And also remember, Colton's in the 275s. Ed was in the 242s and the 220s. That 901 deadlift that he pulled was in the 220s.
Yep.
And on a stiff bar. So anybody who wants to think they can pull over that 901, do it on an Alico bar. You know, the ones they squat with, bench with, and deadlift with. So that's my rant for the day.
Well, you know, we could take a little shift, you know, with the news of Brian Shaw and Smo, strongest man on earth.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's Brian's heart and soul. It really is. But Brian's also a very good businessman, and the business model worked when he was competing in it, and it worked when Thor came and competed against Tupper and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the model the next year was just off. And there's things getting tight with the economy and stuff like that, and people were not, you know, investing in it as much and stuff like that, and it created, you know, it created things where he was going to struggle to break even, and it's totally understandable. But he put his life, heart, and soul in it. He changed strongman. He brought a lot of the spectacle back to strongman with the events and inventing the events. And I'm so grateful and so appreciative that he let me be a part of that and let me test some of those events as well. That really meant a lot to me. And I wish I talked to him more. I really do. But yeah, it's going to be a big loss, because that's a nice payday for all the athletes that that are in that 16. And the way they get treated and the way they get taken care of and the way they would have a fun day after it was all over, because Worlds doesn't do that. Worlds is like, oh, you're done. Okay, bye. Not like, we're here with the tourist things and like that, and getting the guys to go, Myrtle Beach, having the guys go to the carousels and all the crazy stuff that's on at Myrtle Beach, and watching the guys go have fun at Myrtle Beach the day after, and then flying everybody out. You'd have a great media day, and they're never smart enough to do stuff like that. It's all about, the budget and the immediate budget. That's why it's a 4-day contest now. So the guys are there 6 total days, or maybe 7 total, because I think they come in 2 or 3 days before. But not having that rest day in there for the guys when you do a contest is kind of crazy. And it's, strongman survivor now, but it's still the biggest title in the world, and that's just how it is. But I think if Brian could figure out a way to keep the Smo going in the way that it should be going, he would. But Brian's also boys are getting bigger, and he's spending more time with them, and he's playing with them, and he's a family man. His family is very important to him. And, I get my hats off to him. He's a great father to those boys. He really is. And he's a great husband to carry. So I have nothing but respect for that man. And whatever he decides he's going to put his attention to, he's going to be pretty darn good at it. So we'll see if he keeps arm wrestling. I don't know if that's dead or not, or whether he's going to keep doing it or what. But I think this weight loss thing for him is fantastic. I think him trying to get his body fat down to what do you say, 10%?
Yeah.
Ben? Yeah, I think he's trying to get
10%.
his body weight down to 10% is freaking amazing. Just see how much lean muscle mass that the guy's got on him. It's unreal.
Well, he just posted that video of him throwing the ball right now, and I was like, God damn, he is really, really fucking, really bringing it down. You know what I'm saying? But also too, and I hate to say this, but the lifespan of big men, at a certain point, and Brian's a very smart person. What do you do to extend that life?
You bring your weight down. There's not a whole lot of 400-pound, 60-year-old men out there.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, at some point in time, he knows he's got to let the foot off the throttle and let the body 100% heal. Even to this day, he's still dealing with that leg issue.
Yeah, that as well. But I mean, he looks great. He seems to be doing great. And I nothing but my hats off to him. People are like, is he going to have the discipline to do that? And I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah,
that man's got the discipline. He's Mr. Discipline. Everything that guy does is discipline. Yeah. So he's far and away got the discipline to do that and get it done. I mean, he's
exactly
one of the best and smartest athletes I've ever seen and gotten to talk to and be friends with. So,
and we're strongest man on earth. I went to that show, and out of all the shows that we've done and gone to, it's the most at least organized and set up from the outside looking in. And I was just like, oh, this is smooth. Oh, this is going in order. And, everyone was pretty much on top of it. Everyone was eating. Everybody was enjoying themselves. It was a good camaraderie. And, I'm definitely going to miss being able to go and enjoy that again. And I know you were there from the beginning, and it's just,
I think yeah. So it's, it's sad. It's a sad day, but it's okay. Brian will be back, and Brian will always be there to follow and do things with because he's Brian.
Yep, so that is it.
Let's see the next stage for him.
And that's one of those things too. Is congratulations to him on his documentary. I know it's doing well. Everybody's watching it. Everyone's commenting on it.
Please go watch his documentary. Please, absolutely. 100%. Go watch his documentary.
And with everything going on, we've had I'll put the link in the notes. Nick Best ate 68 wings with my help against the Die Guys on YouTube.
Die Guys, that was a lot of fun.
Yes, so it was basically
the bathroom the next day wasn't a lot of fun.
It wasn't a lot of fun, no. But it was 1-on-2 and then 2-on-3 because Evan Singleton jumped in and started helping them at the end. But unfortunately, Nick had a ringer.
Personally, I think he hindered them.
I would agree with that.
Less talking, more eating, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ben, I've been up on my feet now for about 24 minutes, and I've about had
yes. Let's not push it any further than we need to, my brother.
So to everybody out there, thank you for watching. We appreciate you so much. Without you, we don't have this. And as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best that you can be. And until next week, we'll see you.